evening, and welcome to this edition of The Blender on UWW-TV, your source for the latest in national entertainment news. I'm your host, Olivia Story.
And I'm Michaela Fedler.
This week on The Blender, we will be discussing our top picks for award shows. Now that we're entering award season, this is the perfect time to talk about our favorites. To start off with, we just have to talk about the movie and TV awards. Oscars, Emmys, Golden Globes, they're just the classic award shows, I feel like.
Yeah, I personally am obsessed with the Oscars, always have been. Just the categories, I feel like really describe and show more of the movie aspects, whereas the Emmys are all about TV shows, and I like that they have separate categories for both, separate award shows, so we don't get too mixed up. Like I know Golden Globes, that's about both, but Oscars kind of focuses more on the movie aspect, while Emmys focuses more on the TV aspect, and I really like that about having multiple award shows, I guess.
And I have to say, going along with the Oscars, I think the dresses and suits that are worn to the Oscars are 10 times as extravagant as the other award shows. You look at people who are nominated for Oscars and they just dress head to toe in the most beautiful gowns and most handsome suits. The red carpet just can't compare to the other shows.
Yeah, when they literally dress to impress at these award shows, I don't know what I like more. The pre-show, looking at everyone's dresses and their tuxedos, looking at them all nice and dashing, or the award show itself. Because just the anticipation of the actors and actresses waiting to accept those awards, or the directors, it's insane, especially when there's so many different great titles up against one another.
I would have to agree. Although I will say I'm a bit biased towards Golden Globes. I think overall Golden Globes has had better hosts. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler together, those couple of years that they were together, were just fantastic together as hosts. And I also have to say, it was a little controversial, but I really love Ricky Gervais's take on it, where he just completely joked about everyone there and all the scandals in Hollywood. I think it was something that needed to be kind of joked about in that setting, but also he was kind of drawing light to a lot of the stuff that was going on at the time when he hosted.
To be honest, I completely forgot that Ricky Gervais hosted until you said that. Then I was like, oh, it all just came flooding back to my head what he said. Yeah, that was an interesting show to watch. But I did enjoy some MTV Movie and TV Awards. I do like, one of my favorite awards that they do is the Best Kiss, and I like when they go and accept it, they always end up kissing every time. I think one of my favorites was like when Ryan Gosling and what's her name? Rachel McAdams won for The Notebook.
Yes,
that was one of my favorites.
Agree. I think one of my favorites was when the Twilight cast won Best Kiss, and they went up to accept the award, and instead of kissing Kristen Stewart, he ran out to the audience and kissed Taylor Lautner. I thought that was so funny, and I thought it was such an appropriate thing for them to do, because I think they had just broken up at that time as well too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so too. And also, let's not forget the People's Choice Awards and the Hollywood Film Awards. People's Choice Awards, I feel like, is just a plethora of a whole bunch of awards. You got movie, TV, song, music, all of it. And I think it's just about what the people want, what the people love.
I completely agree. There are so many great award shows to watch, and especially now that we're entering award season, there's literally not a single weekend where you won't see some kind of Twitter moment about who's nominated or who won what award. It's a very exciting time of year. All right, well, we'll be right back.
Step into a place that's alive with creativity. At the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, our students have a passion for art, graphic design, music, dance, and theater. We're here to help you discover your artistic potential. From classic techniques to modern innovations, UW-Whitewater is an outstanding place to learn your craft and prepare for your career. So bring your talents and imagination. Come be part of the Warhawk family.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website, our 24/7 stream, and like us on Facebook.
Check us out, because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
The UC can get you connected to all your basic needs. Grab a coffee and a meal. Study by the fireplace. Bowl, play, and relax when you want to break from homework. The UC has much more to offer to Whitewater students. Go to the UC's website to see what's going on this week.
Welcome back to The Blender on UWW-TV, your source for the latest in national entertainment news. Up next, we're going to dive right into music awards. So there are a lot of music awards, as there are movie and TV awards. We have the Grammys, Tonys, which are about, musicals mainly, MTV Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards. But let's just talk about a couple first. I want to get into the Grammys. I think they're rigged. I personally think they're rigged. I know it's kind of bad to say, but how has Harry Styles not got nominated for multiple things and even The Weeknd? I'm sorry. Looking at those two artists and just the whole year of 2020, how much music they put out there, how their music was top charting the entire year. And they got such minimal nominations. I think that's kind of bogus.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, I'm a little biased when it comes towards Harry Styles, but, I think that Fine Line deserved, at least an Album of the Year nomination. That was one of the most beautiful, most heart-wrenching, most soulful albums I've ever heard. And I know a lot of people on Twitter were very upset when he wasn't nominated, and he got very minimal kind of lower scale Grammy nominations, which if you look at the other people in that category, he might not even win. So I kind of do have to agree with you in a sense that they are a little rigged.
Yeah, I think he was nominated for Best Pop Music Album. And I think that was just about it, just for Fine Line. And I'm like, okay, and what about Golden? Like, that was topping charts. Watermelon Sugar, let's not talk about that. That was like everyone's national anthem for the summer. So yeah, okay, I'm not going to talk about Grammys anymore. Moving on to the Tonys. I personally love the Tonys as well because who doesn't love musicals? We got Book of Mormon. I know that won like 9 Tonys once. That was astonishing because they were written by the creators of South Park. Isn't that weird?
That's so weird to think about. And another thing with the Tonys is I'm not a huge, musical fan. I'm not a big Broadway fan, but I will say that when I watch a Broadway musical or just a musical in general that I know is fantastic, I always end up looking up if it's won a Tony or not. And I know, like, with Hamilton, I think it's won quite a few, and that is the one that has always stuck out to me from Broadway and just musicals in general is Hamilton, because I think it is just a fantastic piece of art.
I agree. I do believe Hamilton is pretty good, but growing up in theater world, I felt like it was a little bit overrated at the time, but looking at it now, it really strikes a lot of people, and I love about that. And we're also going to talk about the MTV Video Music Awards. This is one of my favorite video music awards. I especially loved when Miley Cyrus hosted it. I know that was really controversial. I know her and Nicki got into a little tiff, but that was just entertaining to watch. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, the MTV Video Music Awards always bring some kind of entertainment. I mean, I feel bad for saying it, but who can forget the iconic Taylor Swift Kanye West moment? That was just a mess to watch, but also like so intriguing at the same time. I was just sitting there with my popcorn, like, what's gonna happen? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and also Beyonce ended up bringing Taylor back on stage to like let her have her moment. Beyonce ended up winning an award that night, and she's like, you know what? I know a 17-year-old girl who did not get her moment, so they brought her back out there, and she came out in a white dress at first and then came back out in a red. She had a little revelation backstage.
I mean, I feel like the MTV Video Music Awards of all things always bring the most drama. I think that's because there's so many like singers that are fighting with one another for awards and spots on the Billboard charts. I mean, it's just the most intriguing thing to watch on TV when it's on air.
And it's a cutthroat environment too. So I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't be in that state. Stay tuned. We'll wrap up this edition of The Blender on UWW-TV right after this.
At the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, we're passionate about learning. Our talented faculty members blend teaching with research, creating hands-on learning experiences for students. Warhawk Pride thrives at UW-Whitewater, where student athletes excel on the field and in the classroom, where diversity is celebrated. A tradition of excellence. Find your passion here.
Turn us on. Flip them off. 91.7 WSUW. 91.7 is a student-run radio station serving the Whitewater area with a variety of original programs, live sports broadcasting, community events, and more. So turn us on 91.7 FM or stream us live at 917theedge.com.
At the University Bookstore, we have an excellent selection of competitively priced books and classroom necessities for students. We have Warhawk gear ranging from athletic apparel to comfy sweatshirts the whole family can enjoy. The textbook rental service is also available for students to check out their required readings for class. You can also find and order books, apparel, and gift items from our online catalog, located at uwwhitewaterbookstore.com. The University Bookstore. We provide for your college experiences.
Welcome back to The Blender on UWW-TV. Before we wrap it up for today, we've got our favorite in entertainment. Tonight's question, who was your favorite award show host?
Okay, I know I already mentioned it a couple times, but my all-time favorite award show host, can't talk, Michaela, is probably James Franco and Anne Hathaway, the Oscars 2011. My favorite part was when they mixed up the Oscar nominations into like a song. There was Toy Story 4, it was his own little music video, and I also remember Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 being a little music video, and as a little girl, I thought it was hilarious, and that was my favorite award show. How about you, Olivia? Who are your favorite hosts?
I mean, I have to agree with you just because you brought up that point of them, turning them into little musicals, but like I stated before, I'd have to say that the pair of Tina Fey and Amy Poehler for the Golden Globes was just a chef's kiss. I mean, they're both hilarious, strong women, and the fact that they were able to bring their hilarity to the stage while still, having the grace and poise to host the Golden Globes, I think was just fantastic.
I couldn't agree more. They're just iconic women doing iconic things. What more is there to love? Who is your favorite award show host? Tell us at UWW-TV on Twitter. And that'll do for this edition of The Blender. We'll be back next week. I'm Michaela Fedler.
And I'm Olivia Story. Good night.